Tyrone Nurse versus Dave Ryan for the light welterweight Commonwealth title. Dave Ryan won a split decision, razor thin on all scorecards. There wasn't more than a point, I think, on all the scorecards. You know, it could have went either way. Good fight, man. Good fight. These guys went hard. Two young fighters who went really hard for this title. This is Tyrone's second loss. He lost in the prize fighter to Adil Anwar over 3 rounds. But, you know, he has ability. He has longish looking limbs, and his footwork is good. Good combination puncher, and he's quick. It looks like he underestimated Dave Ryan. So did I. I didn't realize Dave Ryan was this good, you know. Like, he really shocked me, actually. He lost to Curtis Woodhouse. I saw a bit of that fight. It was a close fight, from what I can remember. And he floored Tyrone Nurse with jabs in the first and the second round. Tyrone walked into his jab, and this guy's got a stiff left arm, you know, and Tyrone walked into them. Tyrone was dropping his hands, and he was getting caught. But he came back into it, and he was out punching Ryan for the most part. It looked like he was out punching him. But what he has to realize, you see, I shouldn't even keep briefing everyone about boxing tactics. I'm not a coach. I'm just seeing what I observe. I mean, and like, you know, I think some people think, oh, you should be a coach. No, I'm not a coach. I just observe things. But don't drop your hands unless you've got your opponent turned. Unless you're at an angle from him. Don't drop when you're upright from your opponent. Because if he's been doing his speedball work and his hand and eye coordination is up to par, he can catch you in an instant if you're upright or moving backwards. He can just track your movement and hit you. I've seen it done in gyms. I've seen that done in gyms. Someone has dropped their hands, they underestimate the person's jab, underestimate this, and they get hit. They get hit with a straight shot. You know? There's an art to dropping your hands. And I don't really know that because I'm not a coach. But there's an art to doing that stuff. And you're going to have to study the greats who do it. You're going to have to study them. He's a good fighter, though. And he was swollen round his right eye a little in the late rounds. Dave Ryan was really swollen up by his left eye quite bad. And his nose was swollen as well. And Tyrone was letting his hands go in the last 2. Looking for a stoppage, obviously, because he knew how tight it was. Dave hurt him a couple more times in the fight, noticeably in the 9th. And these are 2 young pros who put a hard shift in, you know. Tyrone, you know, he's got a good record, actually, you know. 29 fights, 29 wins, 1 loss in 30. Well, that's 2 losses now. 2 losses in 31 fights. So he can come back. He has obvious ability at this level, you know. He can come back. And hopefully he does. If Dave Ryan doesn't get the European title shot directly after this, there should be a rematch, you know. Tyrone was very graceful in defeat. Because it's a fight that could have went his way. But he was very graceful. He gave Dave his due. I see Clifton Mitchell, former British champion, as far as I can remember, back in the 90s. He was training Dave, and he was pushing him on, man. He was pushing him on. You really want this, you've got to go for it. And Dave really gritted it out in them last 2 rounds because he was struggling. He was tired. And Tyrone's problem is he only has 5 stoppages in 29 fights. So he's not the hugest puncher. He's a boxer. And he'll do well to remember that next time out. He's a boxer. He has to have a really good start. That means not getting caught early, not walking into jabs. Get your muscles going, let your muscle memory click in, get warmed up, and work your way into the bout. 5'11", good reach. You've got no reason to be walking into your opponent's jab in the first 2 rounds. You'll be switched on straight away. And world titles, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Dave Ryan or Tyrone will be challenging for world titles. But you never know. You never know. Why not? I've seen worse fighters challenge for world titles. You know what I mean? Tyrone's only 24. But Dave Ryan is a big light welterweight because he's 5'10". He's 5'10" here. And he's got a good... He's got a strong looking physique on him. He beat Paul McCloskey last time around. That was quite a while ago. He's been inactive for about 10 or 11 months, about 10 months. And he needs a rest. He needs a rest because he's bruised up badly under that eye, and the nose is pretty bruised up. He needs a good rest, and so does Tyrone, and so does Tyrone. Nurse needs a good rest too, and I think it might be a bit early to push Dave Ryan into a European title shot. It could be a little early, you know. He's only got 3 stoppages as well, so that's probably why Tyrone walked into them shots like that. He probably didn't think there was too much to fear in terms of power, and he ended up getting floored twice by 2 jabs. Yeah, 3 stoppages in 15 wins, and he's lost 8 as Dave Ryan. That's why you can never That's why you can't never underestimate your opponent. A lot of people beforehand thought that Tyrone would just outbox Dave and just take the title, and for lengthy periods he did outbox Ryan. He did outbox him, but he can have no complaints about the decision. It was close. It was close. It was Dave Ryan's night. Good fight. A rematch should be made. They should have a rematch, you know. Sometime early next year, perhaps. Good fight. Dave Ryan, new Commonwealth champion. 2 young fighters, you know. They really put it all on the line. This was a really good battle, man. Really good battle. I'm watching Callum Smith at the moment fighting, I don't know who. Is it an overmatched opponent? Just going back to this now. How tall is Callum Smith? 6'2"? He's huge for the weight, man. He's huge. I've just got this feeling, man, somebody gets inside Callum and just starts working the body. I'm not sure what happens, but big dude. This guy's getting picked apart at the moment. Second round. Smith giving up his height a little. Looks like he wants to stop his pretty bad. He should never be leaning over, throwing his punches at 6'2". That's one thing he shouldn't be doing. You see, the guy just missed with the overhand right, big swinging overhand right. Well, Callum Smith's opponent was woefully overmatched, badly conditioned, not in terms of how he looked aesthetically, but Smith just walked in and did what he wanted, you know. The guy had no defense, you know what I mean, so to speak. No footwork to move around Smith or try to maneuver Smith a little. His own punches were wild, and he just allowed Smith to pick his shots, and some body shots dropped him, and it was over with. Not much to report there. Eddie Hearn says Callum Smith can beat George Groves right now. Sorry, Edward, but I disagree. I think Groves will stop him, personally. I don't know how Callum takes a shot. You know what I mean? No one's really seen him get hit. But I think Groves would take him out, personally. From what I've seen. He looks good, but I'm not sure if Callum Smith is ready for Groves yet. I've got Groves winning that. But Smith does have an eliminator coming up. On the Tony Balloon Nathan Cleverly bill. He's got an eliminator coming in November. I need to see more before I get on the hype train. That's all I can say. Ricky Burns looking very heavy around the midsection. This is his first fight at light welterweight. He looks out of shape. Doesn't look in shape to me. He doesn't look well conditioned. I've never seen him in this kind of shape. Looks awkward. What's happening here, Ricky? What's happening here? Ricky got floored last time out, you know, by the foreign import he fought last time out in his first fight back since losing to Terence Crawford. Ricky's stomach just don't look right. It just doesn't look in shape at all. He floors his opponent though. His opponent looks hurt. His opponent survives the round. Just doesn't look like the same Ricky. Now his opponent's tagging him. Though Ricky came back with a good right hook. In the second round now. Ricky's trying to chop this right hand down on the top of his opponent's head. That's how he floored him with the first knockdown. Ricky's not in condition. He's just trying to get rid of this guy, it seems, you know. And Ricky's not in the best of shape. He just keeps trying this chopping right hand. And he has success with it where he floored his opponent. I see Darren Barker in the crowd. Darren Barker. Ricky getting caught now. Ricky just looks like he looks sloppy, he looks slow, cumbersome, his legs don't look right. How he's managed to come in the shape he's in now, I don't know. It's doubtful that this fight was even made at the 140 limit because he looks bigger than that. He looks bigger than that light welterweight. Burns needs to get behind his jab here and try and figure his opponent out, because his opponent is sneaking a few counter shots in. Ricky at light welterweight, you know, is looking fraught with danger. It's just like if he moves up a level after this, I don't know what he does. Look, the guy, well, I don't think he's hurt. Guy caught him with a right hand over the top. Left hook by the guy. Ricky's in a war. He's in a war. This is a war. He's in a war. He's in a war. This is supposed to be a routine 8-rounder. Look, the guy's jabbing him, going to the body now. Hand speed, he's got the better hand speed inside. Better head movement and everything. Off uppercuts. This guy's really going for it. Ricky's having to give ground. Boxing's a hard sport, man. Ricky's opponent is really going for this right hand uppercut. Oh, right hand over the top, stop Ricky in his tracks. He's just walking into shots. He's not boxing his way in or nothing. It's just total mess, out of shape. I think Ricky will want to get this one over with. Hopefully get a bit of hometown cooking. Get out the ring, get himself in shape and try. Oh, right hand over the top by his opponent. His opponent looks like a very small light welterweight, and I'm not sure if he has any punching power to speak of. Lucky for Ricky if he doesn't, because Ricky is just there to get hit. I've had the volume off. Let's hear what the commentary team is saying. We're in the 6th round. Let's hear what they're saying. Yep, they're acknowledging that Ricky's opponent is just being a right nuisance, as he said there. I would concur with that. Left hook by his opponent in the slow motion replay, and Ricky grimaced a little as it just clattered into the side of his head. Ricky needed a sharp boxing display. He didn't necessarily need to knock his opponent out, but he should be in shape. And he should be using his legs and his reach to outbox this guy. Step around the guy, peck him with the jab, bring the right hand into play. Instead, he's in Battle Creek Brawl, you know what I mean? When routine fights become drawn-out brawls against opposition that was brought in, probably undertrained, probably has a terrible record coming in, you know, then it's not like his opponent is bringing anything really technical to the table. Ricky should be able to outbox this guy, use lateral movement, and keep him off balance. Keep him from getting set. He shouldn't be getting tagged like this. You have to question Ricky's prospects into the future. Look, his opponent is coming out over the top. Right hands to the body. And he's there with Ricky every step of the way. I'm not saying Ricky ain't having no success, but damn, look, wow. Ricky just right in front of him. His opponent tried to straight right through the middle. Referee warning his opponent for usage of the head. Is he taking a point away? That point could be valuable from what I'm seeing here. That point could be significant. I mean, Ricky's the taller man. What is his head doing down there for his opponent to headbutt him? You know what I'm saying? Ricky's on his toes now, trying to box out this round here. Good combinations by him. His opponent is being very uncompromising, though, not letting Ricky rest. Good 1-2 to the body by his opponent. And his opponent is a live wire, man. He's not reading the script that he was brought in to just lay down here. Wow. He's just finding that uppercut too easy. Okay, his opponent's just stalking him. Had Ricky trapped on the ropes, throwing combinations. Ricky dabbing at his eye now. It's been a harder night than what's expected. We're in the last round, just 10 seconds left. Wow, that was a lot harder than what it was supposed to be. Alex Arthur reckons that Ricky won every single round. Really? And he assumed that Ricky's got the victory, and he probably has. But, you know, The referee hasn't. The point stats looked like Ricky won it. He threw more punches and landed more, according to the stats. But yeah, Ricky wins wide. Ricky wins wide. I didn't score it personally. It's just hard to see where he goes from here, really. There's Steve Sims, who's his coach. I don't know. It doesn't. There doesn't look like there's too much left to see.